Hi everyone, welcome to another video here on She's Fit. You're putting in the work, you're eating less, and you're hitting the gym hard, yet the scale won't budge and your reflection feels like a constant enemy. What almost no one tells you is that the problem might not be a lack of discipline, but an invisible fire inside your cells called chronic inflammation. Today, I am going to reveal the 7 silent signs that your body is inflamed, and show you how to put out that fire to finally unlock permanent weight loss once and for all. Before we dive in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. And do me a huge favor, smash that like button. It really helps me keep bringing this life-changing content to you. Trust me, here at She's Fit, you're going to discover how to transform your body the right way. So, let's get into it. Before we start, I need to share something that has made all the difference for me. You know those days when you try hard but feel like your body just isn't responding the way it should? Well, I found out that sleep has way more impact on weight loss than I ever imagined. That's when I discovered Sleep Lean, a natural supplement specially designed to help women burn fat while they sleep. Yes, while they sleep. It's not a miracle, of course, but when combined with good nutrition and the right habits, the results are amazing. I personally felt my body lighter, my belly less bloated, and a different kind of energy just within the first few weeks. I'll leave the link here in the description so you can check all the details after the video. Trust me, it was a game changer for me. Now, let's get back to the video content. Many women make the mistake of associating the word inflammation only with the sharp pain of a cut, a swollen ankle after a fall, or a sore throat that causes a fever. But what we're dealing with here is a far more insidious and dangerous enemy: low-grade chronic inflammation, also known as subclinical inflammation. It's invisible because it doesn't show up on routine blood tests, yet it acts like a silent fire consuming your cells from the inside out. Imagine your body has an ultra-sophisticated security system. In a healthy state, this system only triggers during real emergencies. However, due to modern lifestyle, toxins, and stress, this alarm stays on 24/7. When your body enters this constant state of high alert, it completely shifts its biological priorities. It goes into survival mode. In this mode, your metabolism as priority is no longer aesthetics or burning fat. It becomes about maximum energy storage for a war that never comes. This creates hormonal chaos where insulin and cortisol reign supreme, forcing your body to store every single calorie you consume, no matter how small the portion. This is why you feel like you gain weight just by looking at food. Imagine trying to drive a high-performance car up a steep hill with the parking brake fully engaged. You floor the gas, the engine roars, it consumes fuel, but the car won't budge, and worse, the internal parts start to burn out. That is exactly how your body functions when it's inflamed. You diet, you deprive yourself, you starve, but your metabolism is stuck because your cells are literally deaf. Key hormone receptors, like leptin, which is supposed to tell your brain you're full, and insulin, stop working correctly. This is what we call hormonal resistance. Your cells slam their doors shut to energy, and the glucose left over in your bloodstream is quickly converted into fat, especially in the abdominal area, to protect your vital organs. We need to stop looking at weight loss as a simple math equation of calories in versus calories out. If your body's chemical environment is toxic and inflamed, the math just won't add up. Real, lasting weight loss, especially for the female body, which is governed by complex hormonal cycles, must be viewed as a biological healing process. First, we put out the fire and clear the ground. Only then will your body feel safe enough to release stored fat. Understanding that you aren't lazy, but that your metabolism has been hijacked by inflammation, is the first and most liberating step toward reclaiming not just your weight, but your health, your mental clarity, and the self-esteem you lost to restrictive diets that never stood a chance. The first classic sign, and perhaps the most frustrating one, is morning bloating that shifts throughout the day. You wake up and your hands feel heavy, your fingers look swollen, and your joints feel stiff. When you step out of bed, you might even feel sensitivity in the soles of your feet. As the hours pass, you notice that you've literally changed sizes. Those jeans that fit fine in the morning are digging into your waist by evening, leaving deep marks on your skin. This isn't fat you gained in 12 hours, it's systemic water retention. When your body is inflamed, it traps water in the spaces between your cells' interstitial space to try and dilute the toxins and inflammatory markers circulating in your system. It's as if your circulatory system is gridlocked, and your lymphatic system, your internal trash truck, can't keep up with the demand, leaving you looking puffy and with a visibly bloated face. The second sign is debilitating chronic fatigue, that soul-crushing exhaustion that isn't cured by 10 hours of sleep or 5 cups of coffee. You wake up feeling like a truck ran over you. This happens because inflammation directly attacks your mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside every cell of your body. When you're inflamed, your immune system consumes an absurd amount of energy trying to fight that invisible fire I mentioned earlier. There's very little left for your vital functions. Your mitochondria become smothered by free radicals and cellular debris, making the production of ATP, our body's energy currency, painfully slow. This is why exercise, which is supposed to energize you, often leaves you wiped out for days. Your body simply has no reserves because it is using everything it has just to keep you standing. The third sign, and one of the most overlooked, is brain fog. You know those moments when you walk into a room and forget why you're there, or when you're mid-conversation and the right word just vanishes. This is a direct sign of neuroinflammation. When your body is inflamed, the blood-brain barrier which protects your brain can become permeable, allowing inflammatory substances to leak in and disrupt the communication between your neurons. You feel a slowness in your thinking, an immense difficulty concentrating, and constant mood swings shifting from irritability to sadness for no apparent reason. Many women believe this is just stress or getting older, but I am here to tell you, it is not normal to live with a clouded brain. These symptoms are urgent cries for help from your nervous and circulatory systems, warning you that the toxic load is so high that your liver and kidneys can no longer filter it all. Your body is operating at the very limit of biological exhaustion. The fourth sign lies at the very epicenter of your health, your digestive system. Have you ever felt that right after eating even something you consider healthy, your stomach feels like a balloon about to pop? Excessive gas, immediate bloating, and bowel irregularity that swings between constipation and discomfort are clear evidence of dysbiosis and intestinal permeability, also known as leaky gut. Imagine your intestinal wall should be like a very fine coffee filter, only letting the good stuff through. But with inflammation, that filter develops holes. When your gut barrier is compromised, fragments of dead bacteria, toxins, and undigested food proteins escape and leak directly into your bloodstream. Your immune system, detecting these invaders where they don't belong, goes into shock and triggers a permanent attack response. This keeps inflammation alive in your body 24/7, draining your energy and blocking your hormone receptors. This leads us directly to the fifth sign, uncontrollable cravings for sweets and refined carbs, that urge that feels never-ending, especially in the late afternoon or at night. I want you to understand something incredibly liberating. Often, this craving isn't a lack of willpower, it's a biological command. When your gut is inflamed, it becomes breeding ground for pathogenic bacteria and fungi, like Candida albicans, which thrive in sugar-rich environments. These microorganisms are actually capable of manipulating your own neurotransmitters, sending signals through the vagus nerve up to your brain to demand the fuel they need to survive. Sugar. It is a literal hijacking of your taste buds. You become a host to a cycle of food addiction that feeds the inflammation, which in turn feeds the bacteria, creating a merry-go-round that's impossible to stop with just focus and faith. if your gut isn't healthy, your blood isn't just carrying nutrients. It's carrying chemical stress messengers that block lipolysis, the process of breaking down fat. Your body assumes that if there are so many invaders in the blood coming from the gut, it needs to stockpile energy to fight back. The result? Your metabolism crawls to a halt, and your body begins to convert almost everything you eat into emergency lipid reserves, primarily in the visceral area. Your inflamed gut is the biggest thief of your weight loss. Without treating the integrity of your gut barrier and the balance of your flora, you could eat as little as humanly possible and your body would still refuse to burn fat because it is too busy trying to survive the sludge leaking from your digestive system into your blood. The sixth sign is perhaps the one that drives women to the point of despair: fat accumulation, specifically in the abdominal region. I'm not just talking about that subcutaneous fat you can pinch. I'm talking about visceral fat, the kind that stays hidden deep between your organs. You need to understand that belly fat isn't just a passive energy storage tank. It actually behaves like an independent inflammatory endocrine organ. It has a life of its own, pumping out substances called pro-inflammatory cytokines. Think of them as messengers of chaos continuously released into your bloodstream. It's a vicious cycle. Inflammation causes you to gain belly fat, and that belly fat produces even more inflammation. Unlike fat on your legs or arms, abdominal fat is a direct biological marker that your body has developed insulin resistance. This creates a profound deregulation of cortisol, your stress hormone. When cortisol is chronically high due to inflammation, it gives a direct order to your metabolism: do not burn belly fat. We need it to protect the organs in case of a crisis. This is why, no matter how many crunches or cardio sessions you do, that pooch seems completely immune to your efforts. Finally, we reach the seventh sign, which many women mistake for just getting older or being overworked: unexplained joint and muscle pain. You know that feeling of waking up in the morning and your body feels stiff, like your joints need oil just to get moving? Or those pains in your back, knees, or shoulders that seem to migrate one day it's here, the next day it's there? This isn't necessarily an orthopedic issue. It's systemic inflammation attacking your connective and synovial tissues. When inflammation levels are high, your synovial fluid, which is supposed to lubricate your joints, becomes loaded with acidic, irritating substances. Your entire body enters a state of hypersensitivity, where even the smallest effort turns into prolonged pain or discomfort. When you add these 7 signs together, they form an insurmountable chemical barrier in your organism. This barrier prevents satiety hormones, especially leptin, from crossing the blood-brain barrier to reach your brain. The result is devastating. Your brain thinks you are starving, even though you have pounds of stored energy sitting right on your stomach. This explains why you feel a constant, ravenous hunger and urge to snack all the time, even right after a meal. You are literally starving in the midst of plenty because inflammation has cut off the communication between your body and your mind. Breaking through this barrier isn't about eating less. It's about changing the chemical message your blood sends to your brain every single day. To reverse this state of biological chaos, I have news that might surprise you. We don't need miracle pills, expensive formulas, or starvation diets. What you need is a strategic shift in your internal environment. Your body was born with the ability to heal itself. You just need to provide the right tools and stop attacking it. The first step of this protocol is the immediate removal of inflammatory triggers that act as fuel for that fire we discussed. This means taking a hard look at your pantry and eliminating refined seed oils like soybean, corn, and canola oil, which are loaded with pro-inflammatory omega-6s. You must also cut out excess sugar and ultra-processed foods that destroy your gut barrier. Imagine that every time you consume these items, you are literally pouring kerosene on your cells. Our focus now must be on building a diet dense in phytochemicals and antioxidants. I want you to start seeing your plate as a natural pharmacy. Prioritize vibrant, colorful foods, purples, deep greens, bright oranges, because these pigments are the weapons your body uses to neutralize free radicals. It is essential to prioritize high-quality fats, especially omega-3s, found in fatty fish, flax seeds, and chia seeds. Omega-3 isn't just a nutrient. It acts as a natural firefighter in your arteries and cell membranes, sending chemical signals to shut down the production of inflammatory cytokines. When you swap bad fats for good fats, you begin to lubricate your hormone receptors, allowing insulin and leptin to finally work again. But it doesn't stop with food. To truly de-inflame and reach your goal weight, we have to talk about your lifestyle and your circadian rhythm. Sleep management isn't a luxury. It's a metabolic necessity. It's during deep sleep that your glymphatic system kicks in, performing a true detox flush in your brain and tissues, removing the cellular debris from the day before. Additionally, getting natural sunlight first thing in the morning is fundamental for regulating your cortisol and melatonin production. If you don't sleep well, your body senses danger, which keeps inflammation high and locks your fat-burning furnace shut. When you align these pillars, removing triggers, nourishing your cells, and respecting your rest, something magical happens. Your body finally understands that the danger has passed. It shifts out of survival mode and enters thrive mode. Hormonal resistance begins to drop, the puffiness vanishes within the first few weeks, and naturally, your system begins to release that stored fat that once seemed impossible to lose. Weight loss starts to feel easy, almost automatic, because your metabolism is no longer fighting against you. It's finally working for you. You aren't just losing weight, you are reclaiming your original biology. Inflammation isn't a life sentence. It is simply a signal that your body needs care and the right nutrients to get back into balance. Now that you recognize these 7 signs, observe your body, listen to what it's trying to tell you, and start making the small changes today that will transform your health from the inside out. You deserve to live in a body that gives you energy and vitality, and I am here to guide you through every step of this healing journey. And don't forget the tip I gave you at the beginning. If you need to lose weight, click the link in the video description and get Sleep Lean right now. It might be exactly what is missing in your journey. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe here to She's Fit, and share this video to help the channel grow. Also, let me know in the comments what kind of content you want to see next to help you on your weight loss journey.